Hey, so I just got to work this morning, getting ready to start my day, plan everything, um, to make my work day easier, right? And I was sitting here thinking, as I got everything done and set up, I'm always the first person to work because I like to have my space cleared, um, and just be prepared for my day. And it took me a long time to get there. Excuse me. I was always been a doer. Like, I just got things done, but for most of the years of my younger life, I was extremely unorganized. I was like on robot mode. I just did things that needed to be done. I just did it, and it was so chaotic. I definitely achieved a lot. I got a lot done. I survived situations that people are like, "How did you get through that?" And truth be told, I probably really couldn't tell you because I was so on robot mode, just going, just doing, um, that I don't really have a whole lot of specific memories of those times. I just did it. Survival, right? My point to this is just sitting here thinking about how much better my quality of life is now that I stop and pause, and think about the things that I'm going to do, why I'm going to do them, how the choices I make today are not only going to make today better, but they're building a better tomorrow for me and my family and the people that I care about. And in whole, if we choose to live that way, it's kind of helping to build a better tomorrow for everybody, right? Because if we act selflessly, if we act out of love, it's not only leading by example and showing other people how to do that, but it's just doing the next right thing, to kind of help build that. And there's been so many different ways, gone through transitions of how I was going to do that, right? I know it's been a long time since I really put out a lot of videos or anything, but anybody who knows me, who has seen some of my previous videos, knows that I struggled with thyroid disease and all of these things, and a lot of that had to do with that robot mode, just not slowing down, not taking care of myself, not doing the things that I needed to do for me. I was surviving financially. I was doing all the things, keeping the house, getting the kids to their things in school and all of that stuff. But I was putting myself down on the wayside, in order to maintain all of that. So now I'm in my 40s and I feel healthier. I've got more energy. I just all around, spiritually, emotionally, physically, I'm more energetic. I'm more positive. I just feel better because I stop and I think about what changes I can make, what plan can I set that's going to make today better. And if today is better, tomorrow is going to be better, right? What can I do to build that positive situation for myself? How can I manifest the life that I want to be living? So, I've done that through changing the diet to a healthier diet, changing even the clothes that I wear, not wearing as many synthetic materials that are not healthy, not using products that are unhealthy. I've done the research and found places to buy products for my household that my children use, that I use, even that I use on my animals, that are not filled with all of those toxins and all of those things that are going to weigh you down and make you unhealthy. And a lot of those things we don't see right away. They're happening over time. Even my dog, I make his food from scratch rather than buying the kibble. It doesn't cost me anymore. It takes a little bit longer, but I enjoy doing it. But he's healthier. He looks younger. He's a happy dog now. He's not overweight. He's not losing his fur. He has no allergies at all. And this is a dog that people may have seen the post. He was losing fur on his face. He looked like an old man at 2 years old because his allergies were so bad. And now he's almost 8 and he looks like a puppy again. He acts like a puppy a lot of times. And it's just simply changing his diet and his exercise. My son, horrible eczema, like all over his arms. Changing him to cotton materials for his clothing and organic, natural laundry soaps and cleaners and body washes, putting a filter on the shower head to take out as much of the chemical that's in our water as possible. Things like that. He barely has eczema. Not to say he won't go outside, run around, roll around in the grass and things, because those elements are still out there. People put pesticides out, things like that. But in my home, in our immediate space, I'm taking the steps. And it's made life easier. And it seems so intimidating, so daunting when you first start trying to do this, because it's so much. And we're given this program, this idea that this stuff is so expensive and we can't afford to live this way, or we don't have time to live this way. Well, now as I've started to do it, it's really not. It's not any more difficult. It's not, really not any more expensive. Because let's be honest, I'm not made of money. I don't make a bunch of money. I'm not, up there to where I can just afford to buy whatever I want to buy by people's terms. But I prioritize and I buy the things that I know that are better, that I know are going to make my children healthier. They're going to make me healthier. They're going to make us feel better. My budget hasn't changed. I'm not struggling because I'm buying these things. If anything, I'm actually doing better. So it's breaking down that program of what we've been taught forever. And it's just crazy how much I found, like, all these things that I grew up being taught were healthy, being taught were the best. Turns out most of those are actually very much so filled with poisons that are so bad for us. So I've had to reteach myself what's good, what's not good, what's healthy, what's not good. And that's with behaviors, that's with the social programming, how our families were and taught us to feel towards one person or the other person, just with everything. I've had to reteach myself what's actually healthy, what's actually okay. And what works for one person may not be what works for another, right? But it's been an amazing transition. And so I'm still, and it's a constant work in progress, right? Because there's always something new to learn. There's always something to expand upon or to better yourself on. So like I said, the organizing my day is new. I've not ever been a very organized person, and anybody who really knows me can tell you that, like, I've always been kind of considered organized chaos, because I could always get things done. I could complete so many tasks in one day, but you couldn't follow how I did it. I couldn't follow how I did it. I just got it done because of that robot mode, because it was like a fight or flight thing. It was a survival thing. But my mind was in chaos. I was not healthy because of that. So I have been trying very, very hard to become more organized, to organize my space, and starting with little things like when I take my shoes off when I get home from work, I'm not kicking them off right there at the couch or by the bed or under the table, wherever it is that I sit. I take them and I put them in my closet with the rest of my shoes. I know that seems small, but keeping your space clean and organized helps keep your mind clean and organized. Another thing I've always been really, really bad about, not keeping the inside of my car clean. Been working on that, making sure if I've got empty, drink containers or whatever in the car, when I get up out of the car, take those with and toss them in the trash. It takes 2 seconds extra, and my car stays clean. So while I'm driving around for work and this, that, and the other, I'm not in chaos. I feel better. Making the bed when I wake up. So when I walk through my room, it's neat, it's organized. I feel better. Just little things like that. Even the dog toys. If the dog leaves his toys across the floor, as I walk by, I take them and I toss them in his toy basket. That clean, organized space is helping me so much. And I'm learning how to do that now at work. I've got my organized files. I've got my clean space. And I still have my hectic days. It's still a work in progress. Like I said, I get to work that 15-20 minutes early to make sure I can set myself up. I'm still not a list kind of girl. I don't like lists. I like to know what I have to do in a day, so I kind of have a generalized list of my expectations of what all needs to be done so I don't miss anything. But I don't like that meticulous, do this first and this first. That stresses me out. But I like to have it organized so that everything is in an accessible space, just to make it easier on myself. And that's something I've had to learn how to do, what works for me. And a lot of that was learned from other people, kind of taking what they do and turning it into something for me, because, like I said, it was organized chaos. So I'm trying to keep the organized and drop the chaos. So I don't know, I just thought I'd share with people kind of how that process is going. If anybody else is struggling with any of those things, and kind of needs some help on how to figure out how to transition your home from those unhealthy eating to healthy eating, or all those products that it's just it's overwhelming to try to find something that's not going to make you or your child break out, or how to make dog food, any of those things, I'm here. Feel free to message me, reach out to me. I'll be as much help as I know how to be. I've, like I said, it's been a lot of trial and error. And it would have been awesome if I had more people kind of giving me clues on which way to go for some of it. So I would love to be able to help others do the same thing. So I'm here if you need me. Otherwise, until next time I decide to do a video.